Hey guys, I'm back. I'm in a hotel in Philly right now. and you should know by now why I'm here. If not, it's because I was at the Artisan Bakery Expo and this is the last day. But I figured while I was here and I don't have any children around, that I would just give an intro video to this pumpkins pumpkin cookie video that I made for you guys to watch. Since it's pumpkin spice season, I wanted to do a pumpkin video for you guys to just get an idea of what I do, how I make my pumpkin cookies for the farm every week. So sit back, watch, and enjoy, and let me know what you think. Thank you. I start off as usual by combining my dry ingredients. 360 grams of all-purpose flour, which is unbleached and unenriched. I am mixing together 2 different batches of these cookies, which is the reason why I have 2 different storage containers. To that, I add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon to each container, 1 teaspoon of ginger, and if you guys don't know by now, I use storage containers just because I prepare my dry ingredients days ahead before actually mixing the cookies. And then I add half a teaspoon of cloves and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then I add 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda, and 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder. I mix all of that together. And then to that mixture, I add 120 grams of my freshly ground whole wheat flour. As you guys probably know by now, I like to at least add I like to at least have a quarter of the flour be whole wheat when I'm making cookies. Mix that all together and just store it for a couple of days until I'm ready to mix the cookies together. For the wet ingredients or the non-dry ingredients, there is 4 sticks of butter, 135 grams of brown sugar, and 135 grams of cane sugar. And I mix that all together on a low to medium speed between 2 and 3. Scraping all the ingredients off of my spatulas and scraping down the bowl. Since this is a large batch, I make sure that I do a really good scrape between everything every time I mix. Here I am adding 2 large eggs, and I was so glad that I used that I cracked them open outside of the bowl, because normally I do crack them right into the bowl. This time I didn't, and I was lucky because I had several shells in there. No, it was just 1 shell, but it took a long time to get out. And then I added 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And here I am working on the second batch. And you can use an eggshell to get that piece of eggshell out of the eggs. If you guys do not make your own vanilla, I suggest you start doing that. It is super easy and it makes such a difference. I mix this together on a medium speed until everything is very well combined. You see here, How you don't see any eggs, any liquids in there, no vanilla. Everything is very well combined. And then, like I said, I scrape down the bowl very, very well because this is a large batch of cookies. It actually makes between 44 and 48 cookies. 44 and 46. My last ingredient that I add, as far as wet ingredients go, is the can of pumpkin. I use an entire can, which is 15 ounces in each batch of cookies that I make. I mix that together on a low to medium speed until everything is very well combined. Here, the pumpkin doesn't mix so well with the butter. What I do is I just scrape as much as I can, everything down. Make sure I scrape down the sides because that butter gets stuck on the sides. But first, before I scrape down, I do like to add my dry ingredients. I find that adding the dry ingredients and then scraping down the sides at the end does help the dry ingredients incorporate better. Because I have the lift on my KitchenAid, I have the benefit of lifting it up slowly, starting it down at the bottom and then lifting it up slowly so that the dry ingredients don't fly everywhere. And I mix that on speed of 1 for stirring. I mix it for about 30 seconds and the dry ingredients are very well incorporated after that. And then I move it over to a larger bowl with a lid because I want to have to store these in the fridge because the batter is very liquidy. So this is the first batch. Here I'm adding to the bowl. And I did see there was a little bit of butter that was not incorporated, so I just mixed it up a little bit more to make sure that everything was good there. And then I add the second batch of cookies to the bowl. Store those in the refrigerator with a lid for about 4 hours. Make sure it's nice and firm. Then I remove it from the lid and I begin to weigh my cookies out. 40 grams per cookie. I found this, I have been doing this for probably most of the season, and I just recently stopped weighing my cookies because this was taking way too long for me. I love perfection, and it was hard for me to give up this part of the process, but I found that it was not quite necessary, that I could get about the same size, just eyeballing it. So then after I weigh them, I roll them out, and then I freeze them. And then the day of baking, when I'm ready, I lay them out on the cookie sheet and let them thaw on the cookie sheet, and then I press them down into discs like this. I bake them at 325 degrees for 13 minutes and then let them cool. After they cool, I use my piping bag to pipe on the frosting. I found that using a piping bag really helps with the uniform, making a circle a better circle. I was applying the frosting by hand, and then I realized that it takes too long and it's not uniform like I like it to be, so I began using a piping bag. All right, that's how I make my pumpkin cookies. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And unfortunately, I do not have myself a recording of myself eating them. I eat them every week. I taste them every week, and I know that they're delicious because they sell out every week. So yeah, I know they're good. Sorry, I can't show you myself eating them, but trust me, they're good. Anyway, with that being said, I have other videos that I plan to be making soon. Like, for example, I'm thinking about trying an apple cider donut. I hear that those are really delicious. Actually, I had one at a farm before, and so I want to recreate that. And then some other things like the brioche recipe that I got from the expo. I want to try that, and some other experimental recipes that I want to post or record and post. If you guys have any ideas of something that you want to see me try and post it, then feel free to let me know, and I will do that for you, hopefully, if I have time. I don't know. But until then, check out my other videos where I show you behind the scenes of my micro bakery.